Good day, YouTubers, people all par. Kind of a newbie at trail cameras. I've been doing videos on YouTube for quite some time. But like anybody else, it's a learning curve when you start into something new. I want to talk to you. Thought I'd talk to you today about this Wildgame Innovations Cloak 14 trail camera. And you would think they're all exactly the same, but this one's had some improvements that you don't see on the other cameras, and it had me confused. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube. We're in the process of going out to mount this camera to a tree, but I've had trouble understanding how the camera operated and programming it. I had some trouble with my SD cards. I finally got new SD cards for that and got that problem solved. But I want to point out one thing about this Cloak 14. When you first start it up, I'll show you here in a minute, a red light will flash until it arms itself. It takes several minutes. That every time you go in front of the camera, that red light will flash. But it doesn't stay flashing, and I thought it wasn't working anymore. It'll continue to take pictures even though that red light is cloaked and it won't go off anymore. I guess a lot of people are scared the light would scare the deer away if you're filming deer or what other wildlife. But I'm hoping that we got the problem solved. It's just a matter of understanding the camera. Put the kicks on, Walter. How many of my viewers are what I would say SD card ignorant? And that's not an insult. I gotta admit, I was. I've always just assumed that all SD cards were the same. I have found out they're not. How many of you know how to format an SD card? Where you just stick what the salesperson who sold you your camera, take their word for it, stick that in there and use it. I got a trail camera I've been using out there. It uses a little bit different kind of software than what normal cameras do, and as a result, you can't use the SD cards that are used in your regular computer until they get formatted right. Now, I've had trouble with my camera since I got it. Sometimes I get a picture and sometimes I won't. Well, when I bought the camera, I bought an SD card that brand new off the shelf. You can take them and put them in the put them in the trail camera. You can take a never been used before SD card and stick it in your trail camera and it'll work. But if it's been in some other camera, it's already formatted itself for that other camera and it's not going to be the same. I didn't know that. I took my other two cards that I had in my computer, plopped them out and was using them. Well, it was recording video on the other two SD cards, but it wouldn't. I'm hoping that's my problem with my trail camera. It wouldn't activate when after it timed out. But it seems to work okay on the card that I bought and stuck in the camera straight out of the store. So today I bought a couple more SD cards. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot to know about SD cards, especially if you're dealing with cameras. And I've always ignored that fact. I'll put a link down in the video. I'll put a link down in the description of today's video of a guy made about SD cards. I watched him streaming on YouTube, and he's pretty knowledgeable on SD cards. If you got an interest to know about SD cards, you might ought to read it. Let's go check the camera. Let's go outside. Now I filmed some deer the other night coming out of the trees right there. I put some corn out here. It's been rained in. I need to throw this corn in the trash bag and put out some fresh for them. But while we're at it, I thought we'd go out to the back by the old garden spot and see if I see any better places to set up for the deer. Maybe I'm giving up too quick on this spot. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to bag up this wet corn. Probably wouldn't have hurt them to eat the wet corn, but you know what? I think I'll just leave it there. It ain't all that bad. It's only been wet a day or so. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. First, let's go check out the other locations. I bought another strap to hold my camera with instead of the little bungee cord that came with it. Great, I'm getting hung on my own bag. Anyway, I think the biggest problem is my learning curve with this camera when it comes to operating. We're going to figure it out if I had to make 100 videos figuring it out. It's getting late on me in the day. Went to Walmart and got me some new SD cards. I'm going to look out there by the garden spot before I set up the camera. Y'all come along with me. I'm almost sure deer come out of these bushes at night as well as those over there. Let's look up through here and see if it looks like a trail. They've been coming right through there. Let's find a place to set the camera up right here. We might get all kind of critters out here at night. Need to clean out my old garden spot. I'm going to shut the camera off. You don't have to watch all this. But I'm going to trim some room where I can possibly set my camera right on this tree. Watching this whole clearing right here. But it is pointed kind of towards John's house. I've been sawing limbs until my arm is sore. This old peach tree is about dead and needed to cut it down. And nothing else here to hook my camera to, so that's where we're going to be looking tonight. Right over there. Got some stickers in my hand with them briars. But let's see if we get any critters out here tonight. Got my fingers crossed. Camera's armed and ready to go.